So currently, I'm going through a lot of change. We are just about to move house, and it's incredibly stressful right now. I like to push my brain to the max to make sure I'm expanding my brain waves and things are actually getting better. I'm expanding as a person, but I'm currently at the limit of what's possible, and it's stressing me out. It's stressing me out so much. So, in this video, I'd like to talk about stress. I'm gonna also like to talk about what's gonna happen for the next few weeks because it might affect the channel. But most importantly, I like to talk about stress. So hopefully it helps you to deal with stress. I was searching through the channel the other day if I actually made any video about how to deal with stress when things are overwhelming. I have a few tips there for you guys, and I didn't make a video. So I'm gonna do this one. Hopefully, if anybody is out there a little bit stressed right now in life, this helps you to kind of like structure things slightly better. Because I've done some things that have changed quite a bit how I think about stress. So let's do it. Hey y'all, how's it going? Welcome to another video. Thanks for once again for being here with me. And if this is your first time here in the channel, then my name is Harvey Newman and I like to share my passion for animation, games development, and much, much more. But today we're talking a little bit about a more generic topic, which is stress. And the reason why is because of this. I normally make these videos every week for you guys, or as much as possible every week for you guys. And I like the fact, and I'm proud of the fact, that I like to keep the consistency going of the channel, because to me it's like a two-way deal, right? I mean, if you guys are watching my videos every single week, it's only right for me to kind of be there for you guys every single week, delivering content in the hopes that it resonates with y'all. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, right now I'm going to what is possibly one of the most stressful times in my life, even though I'm actually smirking, but things are real behind the scenes. And the reason why is because we currently live in Edinburgh, and we love Edinburgh here. Scotland is beautiful, but because of logistics and family and a bunch of other reasons, we decided to move from Edinburgh and going back to a little town called Alton in Hampshire, which is south of England. So we lived there before for about 3-4 years when I was working in Lionhead. We absolutely loved it. We went to visit it. And then we thought, man, this is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. And after moving a bunch, we kind of realized that this is perhaps the place that we want to settle, maybe for the foreseeable future, which is a big task, right? But having said all that, we are selling our house here, and then we are buying a house over there. Just those two things is incredibly stressful. It's the first time that we're doing both things. Well, it's the second time that we're buying a house, but at least selling is the first time. So that is much more stressful than I thought. And then there's work. I actually have more clients now, so I'm doing more work, and I'm actually just like, there's a new client now that I'm trying to get used to how they work and, you know, adapt myself, be professional, be there all the time, but it's more work than ever. Also the family, you know, my girls, they are small, you know, 3 and 7-year-olds, so for them it's kind of stressful to make big moves. There's also the psychological part of it, like, you know, like losing the friends and making new friends and things like that. But things are going well overall. But here's some of the things that I've made, changes that I've made in order to cope with all this. Because even though I'm doing all these other things, I feel like I am still maintaining a certain level of not only of positivity, but also of, you know, work and delivery and all these other things. Because I always keep myself busy, but now with extra stuff on top, kind of just takes things out of balance. And this is what I would like to tell you guys, because life is complicated. We all go through this. Life is great one moment and incredibly steady, and every day is the same, and it's like, yes, this is great. And then another moment, everything is upside down, and oh my God, what have I done to deserve this? So one of the things, so I'd like to share these tips with you guys that I'm doing now that I was not doing before, but I think I'm going to stick to them because they are having a massive impact in my life. So I started reading this book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And this book, even though I thought it was going to be, you know, just a good book, I didn't expect much. But through my travels, both at GDC and now I went to also Norway not long ago, I've been reading it on the plane, on the hotel and all that stuff. And this book has been incredibly enlightening when it comes to sleep. because I always been a really bad sleeper. I like to extend my days for as long as possible. I end up going to bed at around 12, 11:30, sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning. And when you have a family, when you have to wake up every day super early and you're getting older as well, going late to bed doesn't really gel. It really doesn't. So this book is the first book that I read, even though I read many about sleeping, that it really clicked something in my mind when it comes to going to bed on time and the benefits of it all. And basically what the book says, in other words, is that first it gives you like the experience of the author that went through a whole lot. And he was a bit like me, like night owl, didn't want to go to sleep on time. And then he went through a lot of stuff in his life and realized that waking up in the morning allowed him to be way more productive than actually not, right? And to me, productivity is more important than actually staying late in front of the TV doing whatever, like watching TV or like watching YouTube or whatever. So I started doing that as of late, and it hasn't been long, but the benefits are enormous, because now that I have new clients, now that I have still to record these videos, now that I have to do a bunch of other things, means that I can actually do them with more time in my day. So he mentions in the book that he started going from waking up at around 8 o'clock in the morning every morning to about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, that is bananas. I never want to do that. Oh my God, it's horrible. But what happens is, when you wake up that early, and this is what I found out, things are so quiet and everybody's still asleep that you can focus so much more and do so much more in less time than when things are going, right? So for me, I have kids, we have to take them to school and all these other things. My day starts after they go to school. This way, actually, I've done a bunch of work before they go to school. Not only am I more awake to take them to school, but I also feel like now when I come back, I can continue the work that I've started already. So it's much easier. So definitely give it a read if you struggle, but waking up really refreshed as early as possible and going to bed as early as possible helps me a ton. So that's the first thing that I've done in order to help me cope with stress. Now, the second thing, after waking up early, I realized that I actually finish things much earlier. And I used to actually just stay here in front of the computer just until 6 or 7 p.m. every day. For what reason? Well, a lot of the time is because I have a lot of work. But even when I don't have work, I got so used to kind of like staying in front of the computer that even when I don't have work, I'm just watching YouTube for at least an hour or two to disconnect my brain from work. So it becomes almost like an habitual thing to do, to leave this table, the office, and around 6 or 7 p.m., which means that I have about an hour with the girls, and then that's it. Like, they go to bed and then I chill out with my wife. And that was okay until I start kind of doing this thing or waking up earlier. And now I'm realizing that I have much more time in the afternoon. So what I've started doing is actually like clocking off and stopping much earlier. And then allows me to not only spend more time with my family, but what the result of that is that my brain switches off from work much more, which allows me to then come in the morning next day super refreshed. It feels almost like you had a full day of just like hanging out, like the weekend, right? Hanging out, doing things and, not thinking about work. So next day I'm super refreshed instead of just having a few hours of not thinking about work, going to bed, still half asleep or still half awake, and then start a new day again, right? So it feels like you have much more time of your day, which is another great thing. So spending time with the family was great. And the last bit that I want to say is that because I'm more rested, because I'm more refreshed in the morning, I'm not taking things so personally anymore. Meaning that you have clients work differently. There's some people that actually kind of like act a certain way and some people don't. And some things become personal, especially if you work with people over a long period of time. However, being in this mindset, instead of being tired all the time, this is how I was before. You are much more refreshed all the time and just, fully on it and, good. It means that you don't take things personally because you're not really fatigued from thinking about the situation for so long. You are a little fresher, right? So when I'm thinking about the house, both here and over there, when I'm thinking about the movers, packing all this stuff up and taking it over there, unpacking all that stuff up and taking it over there, having to actually work slightly remote and stuff. All of those things don't stress me as much as they used to because of my mindset nowadays. And I really hope and this is me, like, I'm not making a promise because everybody's human. We all kind of like get excited about something in the beginning and then it doesn't work out. However, I really hope that I can keep this up because this has been really, like, you know, illuminating, right, in terms of how much more I can do. Like, you know, exercising in the morning is something that I actually haven't done in ages, and I really need to hit the gym. So this is something that I want to do when I start moving over there. Now that I have more time in the morning, I want to like start hitting the gym a bit more, having more energy to do more things. So I feel like the world is my oyster, and I'm still stressed for sure, but I feel like I'm managing it much better. So all this to say that for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to record some of these videos ahead of time to make sure that you guys don't have like a massive hiatus of myself not being here. But having said that, you never know how things go from here. So there might be 1, 2, 3 weeks maybe that you might not hear from me, or if you hear from me, it's going to be like maybe different types of videos, maybe more reviews and things. So that's basically a heads up, but I'll definitely be back as soon as I'm settled. There's going to be a different background behind me and it's going to look slightly different, but I'm going to be back with these videos every single week for you guys as usual, because I love you guys. You guys give me so much love, so many, like, you know, great comments, great memories. So this channel is not going to go anywhere. It's just that there's going to be a little pause, right? Until next time. Okay. If you're still here with me right now, I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Drop a comment, drop a like, and until the next video, whenever that is, stay well, stay safe. Peace.